I saw a team that got top 8 in an online tournament that featured Arboliva, Vaporeon, and Focus Sash Cleaver, and I knew I had to recreate it and see what it was about. It's a brand new season, and we're going to try getting to Master Ball tier featuring Vaporeon and Arboliva. This is a team that got top 8 in an online tournament that features Arboliva, Vaporeon, and Cleaver. It's a fascinating team. We have the Annihilate with the Choice Scarf with the final Gambit, and no ghost type move. It's actually close combat for the fighting coverage, U-turn for pivoting, and coaching, which is able to help out a lot of the physical attackers on this team. It's also one of the fastest Pokemon with that Choice Scarf on this team, as this team is generally pretty slow, so having a fast option for coaching so the Pokemon can take on the hits better and dish out more damage is very much appreciated. We have it as a partner next to this Cleaver right here with the sharpness ability and focus sash, allowing it to take at least one hit, able to dish out quite a bit of damage with the X Scissor and Stone Axe powered by that sharpness. It's running Terra Bug for extra power on that X Scissor as well, Tailwind coverage for speed control, and then Quick Guard to help out against priority moves. We have it paired also with this Tyranitar running the Sand Stream, both rock types, so they both get a special defense boost when the sand is in effect. A Solvez boosting up the special defense even further with that Tyranitar, able to dish out a good amount of damage with spread rock slides, knockoff for getting rid of items, low kick for the really powerful Pokemon like King Gambit, Blood Moon, Ursaluna, and more, and then Terra Flying, Terra Blast, which also helps get rid of Tyranitar's weaknesses to fighting, but also pretty good coverage against the grass and fighting types out there. Next, we have the King Gambit, another Pokemon that can also take advantage of the Annihilate coaching with that Define ability to scare away Intimidate, so you actually have double Define on this team. So you do not want to bring in Sinnoh if you can choose to. With that Defiant Black Glass is able to do a lot of damage with the Kowtow Cleave and the Sucker Punch. This one's interesting, running the Iron Head instead of the Sword stance like we commonly see. But when you have coaching set up with Annihilate and you want to hit Fairy Types, which this team does have a bit of a weakness to with no resist, it is pretty important to be able to hit those Fairy Type Pokemon with Iron Head and then protect to preserve itself. And finally, we have the stars of the team, the ones that made me want to build a recreation of it. We have the Arboliva with the Seed Sower, which is an ability where if Arboliva is hit by any attack, the grassy terrain will be set up on the field. It's able to heal quite a bit with that grassy terrain recovery, the Citrus Berry healing, and Giga Drain and Strength Sap to heal its HP. So it is a Pokemon that can stick around on the field. It has Giga Drain recovery with in grassy terrain, powered up is pretty nice. Earth power coverage is fantastic for Pokemon like Lamora, Golden Go, King Gambit, and all those other steel types like Archaludon. Pollen Puff can help preserve some of the bulky Pokemon around like the Tyranitar, the King Gambit, as well as the Vaporeon, which can be very nice. So this Arboliva can be kind of like a role where Rillaboom and Amoonguss helps out, because if you have a Pokemon with the weather like Tyranitar, as well as a way to change the terrain, it's really good, for instance, into like the hard trigger matchups. It's also not a bad Pokemon into Dondozo with the Strength Sap, where Dondozo has a bit of a hard time dealing damage in the grassy terrain, stopping the Earthquakes from doing as much damage. The Order Ups is really the only way it can power out, but Strength Sap just healing the Arboliva back every time, lowering that attack is nice. And Giga Drain is going to chip away quite a bit, while Pollen Puff is going to heal its ally. The Vaporeon with the leftovers Water Absorb. This Pokemon's supposed to be extremely bulky, Terra Fairy to help out a bit, and just one of the best defensive typings in the game. Scald, just very nice water move, can have a chance to burn while being very accurate. We have the Haze to help out against Dondozo and other setups like Archaludon. What's nice about Vaporeon is if you do have the Sand up while against like an Archaludon, and the Archaludon's boosted, you could get rid of those boosts from the Electro Shot using the Haze. The Yawn being a very generally bulky Pokemon, similar to Dondozo without like a Tatsugiri as we've seen previously, except instead of running an Oblivious set, this one's running Water Absorber, so it's able to take advantage of being able to switch into water moves like Pelipper, for instance, and more, and then protect to preserve itself. It's a fascinating team. It's really just about maybe setting up your physical attackers using the coaching Annihilate. Maybe you have to stall out some games using Arboliva and Vaporeon to set up those positions. And we're going to be trying out and seeing how well it can perform. If you want to check out the details of the team and the creator, they'll be down below in the description. Sneasler, Dragapult, King Gambit, Primarina, Magmar, and Rillaboom. Okay, pretty standard team for the most part. What do I want to go here? I have a few options against this team. I do have So I do like probably the Cleaver. Cleaver Tyranitar seems pretty strong here for the most part. Yeah, I think I like Cleaver. I like Tyranitar quite a bit. I'm not sure about the rest though. I think Arboliva can actually put in some work against this team. King Gambit, a little bit questionable because I don't have low kick and I don't have sword stance. So it's really not doing that much work, I think, against my opponent. I think I'm going to do Annihilate plus Cleaver. Doesn't sound bad because I do threaten Final Gambit. I also threaten Coaching, which could be impactful to the Cleaver being able to survive attacks. So I think I'm going to go Cleaver and Annihilate. And then in the back, I think Arboliva plus Tyranitar sounds good to me. Yeah, because Tyranitar has low kick for the King Gambit. Terra Flying is pretty strong against this team in general. Good against good against Dragapult knockoff. With knockoff, we have the Magmar, which we can just rock slide through. I don't know if they're going to bring Magmar, but we'll see. And then Arboliva actually has some offense against the Primarina, which I think I will need. So let's find out if this is right, because I have no idea. Dragapult Magmar is going to lead, all right, against my Annihilate and Cleaver. So, I mean, this is probably a pretty good position. I can just go for a Stone Axe if I want to, and a Tailwind. Both aren't bad here. I think Coaching is definitely the play here. Yeah, I like the Coaching a lot here. I think I'm just going to go for the Stone Axe into the Magmar, and I think I will just set up my Coaching with the Cleaver. I don't think they're going to protect. Yeah, so we are able to get the Coaching off, which is amazing. We're going to have a +1 defense immediately on the Cleaver, which should be able to tank a Dragon Darts no problem. They go for U-turn, which is even fine by me. That's less damage I'm taking, and we'll see what they decide to bring out next. And since we Stone Axe the Magmar, we'll get quite a bit of lovely Stealth Rocks if we do land. Primarina going to come in. Okay, perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. We hit the Stone Axe, which is incredible. So Magmar goes down. Stealth Rocks are set up. Not too bad. Not too bad. We have some pretty good setup here. As let's see what the rest is going to come out to as getting those rocks up. So if Sneasler's in the back, we get to break a Focus Sash, which is very, very pleasant. And Annihilate hasn't taken damage yet, which is nice too. They know that I'm Scarfed though, and that I'm locked into Coaching because we outsped the Dragapult. So we're going to see Sneasler come in. Okay. I don't know if this is for a Protect or not. I mean, a Fake Out or not. This could be just Fake Out into the Cleaver. Do I want to just Coaching and go Arboliva? It's not a bad play here. I don't really want a Terra though. That's my problem. Because this is probably Hyper Voice coming out. I could Quick Guard, but the thing is Cleaver goes down unless I Terra here, and I don't think Terra is ever worth it. I think I'd rather just go Arboliva. We set up the grassy terrain, and I'm going to go for the Coaching into the Arboliva to get the defense boost, so I can take on this Sneasler a bit better. We'll see if this works or not, because I have no clue. Arboliva going to come out. They do just Fake Out, which makes sense here. Poison Touch on the first try isn't exactly great. All right, we are going to be getting the Seed Sower, so the grassy terrain is on the field. We're able to get a Coaching off into the Arboliva. This should be Hyper Voice coming out, I imagine. I don't think you're going to lock into Moonblast here. Oh, they actually did lock into Moonblast. Okay. I don't mind getting the free switch though. The free switch is actually not bad for me. I'll take it. Okay. Life Orb Primarina, huh? Okay. So that's a bit awkward, I suppose. What would I want to go here? Do I want to go Cleaver or do I want to go Tyranitar? Terra-wise, I have Dragapult. I'm fine with going Tyranitar, I suppose. But I don't have Protect, so this is kind of an awkward position. But I think I'll go into Tyranitar here. And I'll threaten the Terra Blast into the Sneasler. Because they can only close combat or Dire Claw 1. I think Arboliva can actually survive maybe 1. I think we could maybe tank one. I'm going to go for Giga Drain in the Primarina. I'm going to go for my Terra Flying Terra Blast into the Sneasler. Let's see what happens here, because realistically, I don't even know what's going to happen here. This should have maybe been a double up into the Sneasler. I really wish that poison didn't happen, because I feel like Arboliva easily can take the close combat if we didn't get the poison touch, like first proc, but we'll see. We are going to go for the Terra. Let's see if they go for a Terra, which I don't think so. Sneasler's probably not going to Terra here. I don't see a reason to, unless they want to go for Stellar Close Combat or Dire Claw into the Arboliva, but they didn't Terra because Tyranitar Terra first, so let's see. Close Combat, perfect. We tank it nicely, perfect. Super ideal. And nice, no poison touch. Terra Blast is going to come out into the Sneasler. Let's bring it down to Focus Sash. Not too surprising. Unfortunately, the Sneasler's going to hang around a bit. Let's see how much we get into the Primarina, though. Primarina going to get a pretty powerful Hyper Voice off, but this is Grassy Terrain Giga Drain. Should do a decent chunk. Or just pick up the knockout on the Primarina, which I'll gladly take. Okay. The Primarina going down is excellent. I think it's going to come down to Dragapult. Primarina goes down. Oh wait, the Sneasler does go down to Sand right before Grassy Terrain. So now it's a 3v1. Okay, no, I think I have this in a very, very good endgame position then. Then I should just be able to go for like an Earth Power into the Dragapult. They do have Terra Dragon though. That's like the only concern. Terra Dragon, Dragonarts is going to hurt a lot. We do have +1 defense on Arboliva, which is good. I don't know if we're going to two-shot the Dragapult though. We do have Citrus Berry and we do have Grassy Terrain recovery still, which is nice. We're going to see the Dragapult come in. With rocks, we might be able to two-shot with Earth Power. We could also Pollen Puff the Tyranitar. But if Tyranitar hangs on, then I win the game anyway. So I think the best play is probably just to Earth Power to Dragapult and go for a knockoff into the Dragapult. This should be just Terra Dragon, Dragonarts. Oh, they go for the Outrage. Okay. They're going to Outrage the Tyranitar. I think Outrage... I mean, I think I win, right? Because it's going to take... You can't knock out the Arboliva still, I believe. Also, if you Outrage, you can't Terra here, right? Primarina went down, didn't Terra. Sneasler went down, didn't Terra. Magmar didn't Terra. Did they just not have maybe their defensive Terra on the Dragapult? Which is surprising because they usually always run something else. But that's okay here. That works out for me. This could still get a little bit ugly, I suppose. We're going out in the Cleaver. We're going for the Stone Axe into the Dragapult. The problem is we do take the poison damage. So I'm wondering if it's better to just Giga Drain and Grassy Terrain, because Earth Power doesn't look like it gets to knockout. I feel like it's a roll potentially. So I feel like the best play is just to Giga Drain the Dragapult and Stone Axe. If I land a Stone Axe, I just guarantee to win. So that's not really a problem. If I get the Giga Drain healing, I think I'm good. Okay. So they outraged Arboliva with the defense boost from coaching, which we achieved earlier. We are able to hang on. So I think we guarantee win no matter what. Because even if we miss a Stone Axe, I think we get enough recoil as they do become confused. Stone Axe is going to land though. Okay. Giga Drain wasn't picking up a knockout. We got recovery. But the thing is, they're locked into Outrage. And yeah, it had to be Choice Band. Then I could just X Scissor or Power to finish off the Dragapult. And Dragapult can only pick up one knockout. So interesting. I'm really curious if maybe the Dragapult was like a different Terra than I expected. Because I was not expecting that to happen. Like if they were like Terra Ghost, Terra Blast, for instance, it made sense. But then again, what would he replace that with? Because we saw U-Turn, we saw Outrage, Dragon Darts, and you want to assume Phantom Force, but I guess you could run Terra Blast over Phantom Force, which I think is fair. So maybe, because otherwise, like Terra Dragon, I think was the play regardless. But luckily, we were still able to win the game because we were able to outpush. We were able to get quick knockouts. They weren't. Pelipper, Basculegion, Arcaladon, Incineroar, Blood Moon, Ursaluna, and the Sinistra. All right, a very scary rain team. They got Basculegion, they have Arcaladon, and they have a Blood Moon Trick Room mode, potentially. I mean, it could not be Trick Room, potentially. We'll see. Tyranitar is going to be good for disrupting weather. We do have Vaporeon, which is a very, very good answer to the Basculegion. Arboliva is also pretty good into Basculegion. So we got a few tools. I really do like the I like Annihilate a lot with the final gambit. I like the cleaver. I think it's cleaver plus the Annihilate. I think it's really good here. In the back, this is where it gets problematic because I don't know. Do I want the range still set up? No, right? I want Tyranitar. I could also potentially avoid bring Tyranitar, although I think Tyranitar is good. Tyranitar may potentially, I mean, the thing is, it's good and not great at the same time. I think I do want to bring Tyranitar, and you know what? I'm going to bring the Vaporeon. I'm going to bring Vaporeon because I think it's fun against this team. Water Absorb could be really, really nice against the Basculegion. It's good into Blood Moon, although Arboliva could have still been like really strong here. So I'm kind of curious, but let's see. We're going to see the lead of Annihilate into Sinistra. That's not the lead I expected. Okay. As I do lead the Cleaver and the Annihilate. I wonder if they would let me get a final Gambit off in the Blood Moon, because if I get the final Gambit, that just destroys their Trick Room mode. Although it makes the end game against the Archaludon suspicious. So I don't know if that's exactly ever to play here. I think I do want a Stone Axe for Pelipper in the back though. So I think I go for the Stone Axe into the Sinistra. Do I want to go for Final Gambit? I could also go for Close Combat X Scissor, which I don't know if we'll get the Blood Moon. Probably not. I think I'm going to risk the Final Gambit. They could Rage Powder here, which is like the only unfortunate part. Let's see. We see a Terra. If this is Blood Moon and they don't Rage Powder, we're in a fantastic position. It is going to be the Blood Moon. And I revealed the Terra Normal. If I remember right, Blood Moon doesn't have enough HP to... Wait, can it have enough HP? I guess if you go max HP, but most of them don't run max HP. Final Gambit going to come out in the Blood Moon. I also want to cover if they protect it. Okay. Goodbye there, Terra. Goodbye there, Blood Moon or Saluna. Very nice, very nice, very nice. Very good turn, very good turn. We don't have a switch into the Machagacha, which is a thing, but we do have Terra still, which is kind of good. Stone Axe, looks like we do land. Yep. Because the Pokemon changed direction, so we get hit by the Rocky Helmet, so we do lose our Focus Sash, which is kind of not great, but we are getting the stones up, which is nice. They actually just go straight for the Machagacha, not the Trick Room. All right. Ooh, that's a lot of damage. All right. I think I'm okay if they bring out Pelipper. I'm just going to go into Tyranitar because I think I want knockoff pressure into the Sinistra so I can pressure the Sinistra, which is pretty big. Let's see who's coming out. It's going to be Pelipper. Okay, this is perfect because Tyranitar should be slower than the Pelipper. They lose their Sash too, which is great for me. Yeah, we are slower than the Pelipper, which is fantastic. Nice. And I'm pretty sure I can go for... I want to say I just Tailwind and I click knockoff in a Sinistra because there's a chance Pelipper switches out into the Archaludon if they have it, and they switch out an Archaludon. I don't want to give them defense boost by going for Stone Axe, so I think just Tailwind and knockoff is a pretty safe play in general. If I get rid of their Sinistra, it's really good because then they can't reset the weather if they stay in with Pelipper, and it looks like they are going to go for the swap into the Archaludon. All right, so it looks like I'll win the weather war guaranteed, but the problem is I am still not in a favorable spot against the Archaludon. We are going to go for the Tailwind. If I had the Arboliva, this would have been so good endgame wise. Knockoff going to KO the Sinistra. All right. It's going to come down to, can we beat Archaludon? Which we do have tools to beat it. It's just really difficult. If it's the Power Herb set, I don't know if it's... It should still be Stamina, I imagine, on this team. Like, I think the Archaludon should be Stamina. Pointed Rocks going into the Pelipper. We outspeed the Pelipper. We can go for Stone Axe into that slot. That's what I'm always doing. They're Electroshotting probably the Cleaver, I'd imagine. They could Electroshot the Tyranitar, but I think it's more likely they target the Cleaver. Terra-wise, I think I always Terra the Vaporeon. Yeah, probably the Vaporeon, because like I don't want to... Terra Flying Terra Blast isn't necessary. Having the special defense boost from the Sand, I think is better against Flash Can than being weak to the Electroshot. So we're going into Vaporeon. A Stone Axe, no Protect, which is fantastic. We get rid of that Pelipper. Amazing, amazing. And then what are you going for? They do Electro Shot, which is not too surprising. Granted, it's not a fantastic spot if it goes into the Vaporeon. Hopefully it's in the Cleaver, but we'll see. Okay, it's in the Cleaver. That's amazing for me. Okay. That's amazing. All right. And what's also not... Actually, do I have to Terra Vaporeon? I don't have to Terra Vaporeon. Because they didn't get any damage on Vaporeon, I have to stand up. So unless they have Power Herb on their Archaludon, I don't have to worry about Electro Shots. So they can only really focus down the Tyranitar now. I go for a knockoff into the Archaludon and I go for a Haze. Yeah, that's really good for me. I could also go for Yawn too. There's like a bunch of plays I could actually go for. I think Haze is correct because we'll be able to get rid of that special attack boost, which gets rid of like crit chance knockouts, KOs. And yeah, they're actually going to forfeit. So really nice. Really nice. Final Gambit did work out amazing at the start. And that's all I really have to say. Dondozo, Tatsugiri, Volcarona, the Dragonite, Dragapult, and Glimmora. Glimmora is a Pokemon I think this team does not like at all. And I mean really does not like. Okay. So that's going to be a problem. I do have to respect the Glimmora. I don't think to bring Volcarona against this team, though. I think Volcarona is probably not good. Do I bring Gambit? I want to bring the Cleaver for sure. I want Tailwind up against this team. I think it's Cleaver. I don't know who. Okay, so I think I'm bringing Vaporeon for the Haze. I think I'm bringing Arboliva because it's one of the ways I can hit the Glimmora without having to go for a physical hit and then getting the Toxic Spikes up. The question is what my last Pokemon is, because I don't know if it's Tyranitar or if it's King Gambit, because Tyranitar is really decent in this matchup. But maybe King Gambit probably here. I think I'll lead King Gambit. Yeah, I have Arboliva in the back and Vaporeon. Let's try it out. If they bring Volcarona, I'll be shocked, because I mean it's not even that bad if they bring Volcarona, because it'd be forced to Terra against the Cleaver unless they can brute force to knock out the Cleaver, which we'll see if they can. But I imagine the Volcarona gets left at home for the more powerhouses. We're gonna see Dondozo and Glimmora. Okay, this is not a surprise here, as I lead King Gambit plus the Cleaver. I think this is a pretty good position to just get a Tailwind up. And I actually want to switch out into Vaporeon or Arboliva. I think I want to go Arboliva here because they're probably going to go for like... We'll find out if it's a choice on the Glimmora right away. I don't think you're going to go for Mortal Spin if you have it into this kind of lead. I don't think it makes much sense. I think you're just going to go straight for the attack, whether it's Power Gem, Meteor Beam. If it's Meteor Beam, that's lovely. They protect here. I could have also got the Grassy Terrain up, which would have been nice, but let's see. They are Power. Okay, that's perfect. So Arboliva takes that really well. Seed, so we're going to activate. So we are going to be able to get our nice Tailwind up. I just got to watch out because you know what? Is it worth risking the spikes here? I think it kind of is. But I could also Stone Axe the Dondozo because I don't think Dondozo wants to take a Gear Drain from the Arboliva. I could see a switch out to like any of the other Pokemon in the back. I think I go for the Earth Power into Glimmora too. Let's see. I don't think you're going to Terra Grass, but we'll see. They actually stayed in, which I'm shocked at. I'm actually shocked. I do get my Stealth Rocks up, which is nice though. Earth Power going to come out. Oh, Power Gem. Also Arboliva, I didn't realize it was slower than the Glimmora still, but I think that's fine. Earth Power going to come out into the Glimmora. It is Focus Sash, which is not too surprising because we did see the Power Gem and not the Power Herb. Lower the special defense, that shouldn't matter. Substitute, okay. Huh. Interesting. That's fine. I really would like my... I mean, it's only Vaporeon getting poisoned. I don't think it'd be that bad because I can Pollen Puff stall. As long as I can beat the Dozo, I think I'm okay. So I guess what? I would X-Scissor the Glamora, which should pick up a knockout at that range. And I'm going to... Do I Giga Drain or do I Strength Up Dozo? I would probably just Giga Drain break this. Yeah, I'm just going to Giga Drain. This should probably be like Spiky Shield coming out and a... Like, if it's Spiky Shield, I don't mind, right? Because sure, I lose my Cleaver, but I get a free switch into like Vaporeon, and then I could go for Muddy Water. They're going to protect the Dozo. All right, that works out well for me. Because I should get the knockout into Glim. X's are better KO. I think it should, right? With the sharpness. Yeah. I think it's like quad resistant, but yeah. All right. So the spikes are up. Not incredible, but regardless, it's playable. Also, hopefully video's fine because I saw a bit of lag there. Giga Drain going to go into the protect of the Dozo, but we should be in a pretty acceptable spot. Because if they do bring the Tatsu, I mean, it's only one layer of toxic spikes. It's not two. If it was two, then it's kind of concerning. But we'll find out what they have. It could be like the Dragonite, for instance. The Dragonite's fine to deal with. Dragapult is okay. Yeah, like, regardless, I feel like I'm in a pretty okay spot still. Just because Vaporeon does really well with the Haze, getting rid of the boost from the Dozo. It's just I gotta make sure... Okay, Dragapult coming in. It's going to take rocks damage, which is nice. And I'm just going to double up that Dragapult slot. Or do I want to take the... So I'm a bit worried about Outrage. I do have King Gambit I could go into. I definitely want to Stone Axe the Dragapult for sure. The question is, am I going into King Gambit? Or am I attacking with Arboliva? Because Arboliva is not outspeeding the Dragapult. So I could go King Gambit here. I think it's probably... I don't really like it, but I think I have to. I think I'm going King Gambit. I'm going King Gambit. Let's see what kind of Dragapult set this is. If it's Hex, that's where I'm concerned about. But I'm hoping it's like the standard choice set. Oh, it protects. Okay. I imagine they're taking a knockout into Cleaver then? That's what I assume here. Wave Crash into Cleaver. Yep. All right. Okay. Could have got a Giga Drain off. And yeah, that would have actually been really nice. But I still think that this is pretty acceptable. All right. Cleaver goes down. I do threaten to Sucker Punch into the Gambit or into the Dragapult. Or do I Sucker Punch or do I Kowtow? If it's not Choice Band, I'm pretty sure that the Vaporeon's very safe here. So I think I just go Vaporeon, I click Haze, and I click Kowtow Cleave. It should be fine. Because if they switch into Tatsugiri, they lose all the boosts, and then I think I stall out the Dozo, which is perfectly acceptable. I gotta watch out because this poison's gonna be really annoying, but yeah. So we'll go for Haze into you and the Kowtow. So what? We saw Wave Crash and we saw Substitute Protect. We don't know what the last move is. It could be Earthquake. If it's Earthquake, that's really good. If it's Order Up, it's still a little bit scary, but we should be able to play out of it. I'm just going for Kowtow and I'm going for Haze because I don't know what kind of Dragapult set this is. It might be Wisp. I could see Hex being on this Dragapult. But yeah, we'll force either maybe a knockdown to Dragapult and a Haze situation. So let's see what they decide to go for here. I'd really love if the Tatsugiri came in. It looks like we're going to see a Terra instead. All right. So their Terra's forced. Going to be the Dragapult. Unlucky. Unlucky. Okay. I think I have to Terra Arboliva. Okay. Game's not over, but that was really bad. That was really bad. Why Why'd you have to be terrifying Terra Blast? I was not going to bother scouting for that. We go on to Arboliva. I'm clicking Gear Drain into... I probably have to Terra Arboliva because I can't really afford the Dragapult. If they protect, so be it. All right, I'm clicking Scald into the Dragapult. I'm clicking Terra Water Giga Drain into the Dragapult. I'm hoping they take the offensive route instead here, because I would really love it if they do. Terrifying Terra Blast, man. If they protect, they might Phantom Force the next turn, so I can play a little bit of an interesting game. Oh, they protect Dozo, which is actually really good for me here. Okay. Dozo protecting. I don't think this is Phantom Force into Vaporeon, is it? Should be Terrifying Terra Blast. Oh, Substitute. Okay, that works out. That works out. Okay. Because I get some damage into the Dragapult. Double sub. All right. All right. So that's nice. I'm able to get some Giga Drain health as well into the Dragapult. All right. Not too bad. Not too bad. I don't know where the Dragapult's going to target, though, because if you Dragon Darts... I imagine it's Dragon Darts Phantom Force. I expect a Phantom Force coming out. But we'll see. Did I Strength Sap here? I don't think you're going to click Darts. You might Protect here. They're just in a really weird spot. I think I'm going to Scald the Dragapult, and I think I always just Giga Drain the... No, I think I just Scald and Giga Drain, right? Because Pollen Puff Healing is probably not enough right now. Yeah. And I have a lot of defense on these Pokemon, so I should be able to tank any attack from this Dragapult. The problem is, can we win the end game? Because that is what I'm curious about. Because Tatsugiri is actually a very problematic Pokemon for what I have right now. Yeah, Tatsugiri is just really bad. Because endgame Dragon Pulse looks super threatening. If they have Dragon Pulse. If they have Draco Meteor, it makes it interesting. Oh, they have Hex. Okay. It's a lot of damage. Scald going to come out in a Dragon Pulse, pick up the knockout. Wait, so was it Terra... Oh, so their Terra Blast was special? Oh, that's even worse. Giga Drain into the Dondozo. What does the Dondozo have? I'm trying to figure out what its move is here. Did they sub again? That'd make a lot of sense to me if they click sub. Come on, sub. No, Wave Crash. Okay, wait, hold on. That gives Grassy Terrain, which is nice. Okay. Okay. Seed Sower. Grassy Terrain. Do they have a move for Vaporeon, I guess is the question. If they don't have a move for against Vaporeon, I can definitely win this endgame. I really regret not going for Pollen Puff, though, into Vaporeon, because I think Pollen Puff into Vaporeon would have been huge. And unfortunately, Pollen Puff does not go... Well, if Pollen Puff went through Protect, that would actually be broken. I guess I could Protect and Strength Sap the Dondozo. Oh, wait, it's Dragonite. Oh, they didn't bring the Tatsu. Wait, this game's really weird now. Okay. I'm going to Protect the Vaporeon, and I'm going to go for my Strength Sap into the Dragonite, I suppose. This Dragonite's probably the choice set. They just brought Dondozo, and it's just yawn stuff with Glim. They didn't even bring the Tatsu. Ah, unlucky. All right. What did the Dragonite do? Dondozo protects, which is not too surprising. Extreme Speed, okay. Can Arboliva win? Look, I might like Arboliva, but I'm not exactly an Arboliva believer right now. Okay. What gives me the best odds if I somehow live in Extreme Speed from the Dragonite, which I highly doubt Vaporeon. Well, if it's Choice Dragonite, maybe I could win. Because if they locked in Extreme Speed, Arboliva could get KOs to Dozo And then I think we could beat the Dragonite. So I think we protect the Vaporeon again for the double, because I don't think I live Extreme Speed, and I'm just going to Giga Drain the Dondozo. All right, that's 2, which helps because, again, if it's Choice Band Dragonite, they locked into a bad move. Extreme Speed, perfect. Or maybe they just don't have Outrage on this team. Maybe they're like Terraflying Terra Blast, which would make sense. Giga Drain the Dondozo's a lot of health. I don't think if I Strength Sap again, I KO the Dragonite. I might need Strength Sap power points for later. They go for sub. All right. Can I win this? It might be doable. It might. Question mark might. I don't know if Arboliva is going to have enough turns, though. All right. I mean, they're protecting the Dondozo this turn. I don't have anything against the Dragonite. Did I Giga Drain again? I think I always Giga Drain. No, I always Giga Drain while the grassy terrain's still up. So we're going to go for Scald into the Dragonite, and we're going to go for the Giga Drain into the Dragonite, I suppose. There's really not much I can do here. Extreme Speed. Oh, they didn't protect Dozo. Okay. So that was what? That was Extreme Speed number 3. Giga Drain actually didn't do that bad of damage. The problem is this Wave Crash damage we're taking is going to add up. Oh, they substitute again. Because they expected me to target Dragonite. All right. They're playing the Toxic Spikes turns really well. I have no idea if do I Giga Drain the Dragonite or do I Giga Drain the Dondozo? I think I Giga Drain the Dragonite again. And then I Giga Drain the Dondozo the next turn. I want to say that's correct. I think I want to potentially keep Dondozo around because it's a Monarch and Strength Sap and get back to full while Dragonite struggles. I would lose on timer, but otherwise I think I'm okay. All right. Extreme Speed doesn't do too much. Giga Drain, recovery. I think I'm going to have to Strength Sap the Dragonite the next turn. This is Wave Crash. Yep. I mean, they take recoil, which is nice. I think I'm going to use the Dondozo to my advantage. The fact I didn't KO Dondozo actually might help me because the fact that I can Strength Sap the Dondozo in the future turns might be really good. That was Extreme Speed number 4. So there's 4 more Extreme Speeds I have to deal with. We are playing a long game, but it might be worth because I think we could potentially win. Grassy terrain disappears, but we're probably going to get it back. I think I always Strength Sap the Dragonite here. They should go for the timer win. Realistically, I think there's like, what, 5 minutes left on the clock? Something like that. So I think they win depending on your time, I suppose. But then again, these animations are hecka long. I think I win if I do think I win if they don't have enough your time or the Dragonite struggles quicker. But it's kind of hard for that struggle to happen, I think, unfortunately. Dang, I probably should have thought about them not potentially having Tatsu. Granted, Tatsu was actually like probably more problematic. They go for Protect. Okay, that's actually nice because I didn't target the Dozo at all, and I get a free Giga Drain guaranteed that turn, the next turn into Dozo. So that's nice. Extreme Speed, perfect. That was number 5. Yeah, there should be number 5. Strength Sap into the Dragonite. I think I Giga Drained the Dondozo, then I Giga Drained the Dragonite, so it's in 2 struggle ranges. Yeah. It's a winnable game. Arboliva can make this a winnable game. Which is crazy to say, but it might. I just am not a believer on the timer. That's my issue. The timer is the only issue. If we had like a few more minutes guaranteed, I'd say yeah. But I think we're down to like the last 4 minutes, I think. Maybe like the last 3 potentially. It could be 5. I haven't been counting, but I'm just checking it based on the time I started the recording. 3 minutes, yeah. I don't think we're winning. I don't think we're winning, unfortunately. They are definitely going to go for the timer. Oh, that's unfortunate. Because I think if our believer just had a few more turns, and I mean just a few more turns, I think we win. Why did it have to be Terra fighting Dragapult? Extreme speed. Giga Drain. Okay. Unfortunately, the animations are long, so I don't even know if the next turn will be the last turn. It might be the last turn the next turn. Like, I might only get one more hit off. They substitute again, which is smart. Actually, let's see. Is there gonna get like a bunch of recovery? Oh, 2 minutes left. Yeah, I think this is so over. It should be so over. Okay. We're gonna Giga Drain the Dragonite because maybe they didn't PowerPoint up their extreme speeds. That's like my hope. That's my hope. I think that's my hope, that they didn't PowerPoint up their Dragonite. That is my hope. What went wrong? Well, I think we all know the term we were wrong. It was the Terra fighting Terra Blast Dragapult that just fired off into my King Gambit, where I thought I had a pin with Kowtow, Cleave, and Haze on the Tatsugiri, but the Tatsugiri wasn't even brought. Could I protect it? Sure, but I really want to play aggressive there. Okay, protect on Dozo. I mean, I'm getting the turns right. If they, yeah, this is the last turn. So unless they struggle now, yeah. Like, if I needed a chance to win, I needed them to struggle that turn. And I needed Giga Drain to like crit or something to Dragonite. We just don't have enough turns. What's actually crazy is I think Arboliva actually probably wins the end game by itself. Barring no crits though. If they crit me like once with extreme speed, it's over. But I could Strength Sap, stall out the Dozo. I can Giga Drain heal. I just didn't have enough turns, man. Unlucky. And then they're just gonna take wow, 45 seconds, man. Man, if it, like there was one more turn, I think in this game. I think if there's like one more turn in this game, I could have just guaranteed. But yeah, now I can't win. Because even if, let's say, the Dragonite went down this turn, the Dozo just has way too much health. Right? Because they would just wave crash. Yeah, there's no way I get enough health recovery. If I didn't switch out Arboliva the first time, it could have. But I was just so scared of if it was Choice Band Outrage on the Dragapult. And then they revealed it was just Terra fighting Terra Blast special. Actually, I probably should have assumed it was special, so I guess that was a mistake on my part, because we knew that it had Terra fighting Terra Blast, but we also figured out it had sub that one turn. So there was a world where I could have protected my Vaporeon, had a 2v1, but again, it depends on the Dragonite set. I guess if it was Terra flying Terra Blast and locks in extreme speed, I could have made this a Pollen Puff stallish endgame. So that was also another play, but that Dragapult. Tyranitar, Electabuzz, the Hisuian Arcanine, Blood Moon Ursaluna, Volcarona, Rillaboom. Huh, double rock here. Well, I mean, I'm also running double rock. Should be fine though. I do really like, I got a lot of Pokemon that are interesting here. I like the Cleaver a lot. Annihilate close combat's actually pretty good offensively, which is surprising. I think I'm going to just do the Cleaver plus the Annihilate combo. I think it's really strong in this matchup. Am I going Arboliva in this matchup? Arboliva doesn't do too much here, I would say. Yeah, I think I like Vaporeon though, because it hits quite a bit super effectively, and Haze might be nice for Volcarona if it gets a bit out of hand. So I think I bring Vaporeon, and I think I bring Tyranitar at the back. The problem is I'm only bringing one Mon to protect this entire game, but King Gambit could have definitely put in some work, but I think the other Mons are good enough. And you know what? If we're featuring these Mons, we might as well bring them. I do want to see if Vaporeon can do something here in this matchup, and it definitely can. He Scald and put in some work against a lot of the Mons if I set it up properly. Ursaluna, Electabuzz. All right. versus Cleaver and Annihilate. I don't mind this lead. It's not ideal, but I am gonna just go for a Stone Axe into the Electabuzz immediately. Actually, yeah, you Stone Axe the Electabuzz. I think I'm gonna U-turn the Electabuzz immediately as well and get in my Tyranitar, as they're gonna follow me. They don't want to take a close combat, a Final Gambit, Drain Punch, whatever I would want to fire off. So I am able to get U-turn off into Annihilate or into Electabuzz. I do gotta watch out though. If I do plan a Final Gambit with Annihilate, there can be some repercussions. But yeah, we go out into Tyranitar here, and I don't think this is that bad of a position. We get the Sand Special Defense boost here, which is what I wanted. Stone Axe is going to come out, so we have Stealth Rocks available. Ooh, why did that do so much to Electabuzz? That just did a lot. That wasn't a crit either. They Blood Moon my Annihilate, which is perfect because Tyranitar ate that up, man. Tyranitar ate that up. Perfect. Oh, that's so good for me. All right. They're going to take a lot of damage, which is nice. Do I want to go for Tailwind? Yeah, Tailwind sounds amazing. I could also go for X's or Low Kick if I want to as well, but I just don't see a reason why I wouldn't go for Tailwind and a Rock Slide, I guess, because we could get the flinch on the Blood Moon potentially. They go for Follow Me again. That's perfectly fine. We are going to be able to get the Tailwind set up with the Cleaver. That's very, very nice. Here's a Rock Slide. We have a flinch chance on the Ursaluna. We get a bit of chip. I don't think Low Kick was picking up the knockdown to Ursaluna anyway, so that works out. And they get an Earth Power off, but it's a Tyranitar should tank one. Yep, perfect. So they have Rillaboom in the back. I mean, I dropped him with X Scissors, so they would be forced to Terra, which isn't ideal for them. Yeah, like it. Rillaboom comes in, I'm clicking X Scissor, and I'm clicking Low Kick. Yeah, so that's all I'm gonna do. I'm gonna click X Scissor into the Rillaboom, and I'm gonna click Low Kick into the Blood Moon. I guess if they have Terra with Rillaboom, it's a bit weird, but I think I could play around it. I think I'm just gonna X Scissor. I'm gonna go for the Low Kick. They should Grassy Glide attempt Terra, I think, with Rillaboom. It is a bit risky though, I think, in front of Tyranitar. I don't know if I would live a Grassy Glide if I go for Terra Flying. I think it depends on the Rillaboom, so I don't think I ever want to risk that. But let's see if they make the safe play or not. If they play aggressive with the Rillaboom and lose it, like if they go for Fake Out, or if they go for just regular Grassy Glide, no Terra, I'm in a fantastic spot. Oh, like right here. Fantastic spot. I should be getting rid of the Rillaboom with the X Scissor, and now Vaporeon is safer, as well as Annihilate can come in, so that's really nice. X Scissor will come out into the Rillaboom, pick up the knockout. Beautiful. Okay, excellent. And then you can go for Earth Power, sure. Doesn't bring me to Sash thanks to my special defense boost from the Sand. Awesome. And let's go out into... I think it's Annihilate. What do they have? Volcarona, which I can Stone Axe. Yeah, I'm just going Annihilate. I'm just going Annihilate. I also have Final Gambit that I can go for in any response too. Arcanine, yep. So I can get a potential Intimidate and a close combat, which is super ideal. Oh, it's Rockhead. Okay. I think I'm just gonna go for Stone Axe into. I think I'm gonna double up the Arcanine, because there's a chance, since it's Life or Blood Moon, I know the Blood Moon can protect. Rockhead and Arcanine can sometimes just not run Protect. Usually like Choice Band, I think, would be a common set, maybe Assault Vest. So I'm just gonna go for the target into the Arcanine. I guess the only way this would be bad if they Terra Fairy here, if they have Terra Fairy. I don't know if they're gonna run Terra Fairy. We'll find out. If they do have Terra Fairy, I guess this is awkward, but we'll see. Okay, no Terras. I am able to get a close combat off into Arcanine, pick up the knock on the Arcanine. Now Blood Moon's alone. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna win the end game with my Vaporeon. Let's see. Stone Axe, which is nice because we land and we get more chip. They do Blood Moon here into the Annihilate. They take the knockout Annihilate, but now I just go into Vaporeon. I think I click Skull plus Tailwind, and I guarantee to win here. Nice. All right. And we should be out of range for any attacks here. Maybe a Skull doesn't pick up the knockout on Ursaluna, but then their Life Orb chip will, and they have no way to one-shot both Pokemon. I think even Terra Normal Crit Hyper Voice won't knock out Vaporeon, because Vaporeon has some good bulk. Actually, okay, we have one more turn of Tailwind. They're probably going to Protect on this turn. Like X-Scissor, go for Scald. They're going to go for the Terra Normal. And that means X-Scissor will be hitting the Ursaluna. I don't think we're picking up the knockout with it, but I think Vaporeon just cleans up. And yeah, Vaporeon was good against the what my opponent brought once I got rid of Rillaboom. And yeah, I was able to get rid of Rillaboom pretty early, which is nice. Terra was a bit too late there. X-Scissor actually just picks up the knockout on Ursaluna, so I don't even get to bring a Vaporeon into this game to do anything. But was still pretty solid. Like the Cleaver under the sand. That's what put on a lot of pressure against my opponent. Like the Cleaver actually put in so much work. Torkoal, Porygon 2, Hatterene, Entity, the Slowbro, Galar form, and Ursaluna. Okay, this is gonna be kind of tricky. Yeah, this is gonna be kind of tricky. I'm not exactly a big fan of dealing with the Ursaluna. I do have some tools though, which are nice here. I do want to bring. Do I want to lead Tyranitar? It's not bad, but it's not amazing as a lead. I do want to bring the Ursaluna. Or not the Ursaluna. I want to bring Cleaver as a lead. I feel like getting the rocks up, having the X-Scissor is pretty nice. But I want to lead Tyranitar because I just want to click knockoff into this team. That's probably okay to lead Cleaver. I think Cleaver is fine. Cleaver, Arboliva seems pretty strong to me. And then in the back, Tyranitar for sure. I want to bring Arboliva to change the terrain. It's not bad. Vaporeon can switch into Eruptions. I have no idea how well we would. I don't think Vaporeon takes a Facade from Ursaluna. But the thing is, having a Pokemon that can maybe switch into ground is actually kind of valuable because I have so many Pokemon that are weak to ground that it might be worth it. We'll find out though. If we get switch into Headlong Rush, I think that's pretty ideal. And that's pretty much the reason why I'm bringing Vaporeon. Protecting against Torkoal is also nice. Entity plus Hatterene, okay. Versus Cleaver and Arboliva. I think this is okay for the most part. I'm just going to go for a Giga Drain and a X-Scissor. I think I'm going to target the Hatterene. Oh, it's Psychic Seed too. Okay, perfect. Because I would like to get rid of Entity. I think this is just Follow Me. And I think I prefer to X-Scissor than gain the Stone X. Yeah, because even though I damage the Torkoal, I think I have enough tools against the Torkoal. I think X-Scissor is fine, and I'm just going to go for Giga Drain into the Hatterene. You go for Follow Me, which is to be expected. So I should be able to get rid of the Entity and getting some chip into the Hatterene, which is beautiful. That's a good start. But the rest of it is just going to come down to, like, what do they have? Because there is the Torkoal and the Hatterene. That could be a strong combo. Giga Drain does a lot of damage. That's a crit, right? Wait, that wasn't a crit? That was a lot of damage. I mean, a lot. Holy heck. That did a lot. Or did I miss a crit? Did I miss a crit thing? All right, Torkoal going to come in. So what's actually interesting about this position is Torkoal should be the slowest thing on the field, which means it goes first. I'm going to go into Tyranitar to get rid of the sand, and I'm going to go for the Terra Water with my Arboliva. What this allows me to do is this allows me to get a Giga Drain off into the Hatterene. Changes the terrain, which is super valuable here because the Eruption will go off first. I'll have the Terra Water plus the sand. I should easily tank the Eruption. Then the Seed Silver will activate, which means the terrain will change before the Hatterene gets an Expanding Force off. So I think that's the best ideal. And the Torkoal Terra as well. Perfect. Goes for the Terrifier. We should easily be tanking the attacks. So this is really good. Now the question is just, can I beat the Ursaluna? And then I think if we are able to beat the Ursaluna, we should be fine. So we had the Terra Water. All right. Eruption is going to come out. Beautiful. I will be able to tank the attack with ease on both Pokemon. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Beautiful. Seed, so we're going to activate. So goodbye, Psychic Terrain. Here comes the Dazzling Gleam. Okay, so it wasn't Expanding Force, but you know what? It would have been funny if Expanding Force went into Tyranitar, but look at how well Arboliva eating up that attack. Gonna heal back up with its Citrus Berry. After the Giga Drain recovery, the Grassy Terrain 2, we get rid of Hattering. They're down 2 Pokemon. The Torkoal, we have 1 to Weatherwar, so the Torkoal is going to be stuck in the desert right now. And what is that last Pokemon that's going to be affecting the battle? If it's Ursaluna, then I'm in a good spot because it can't Terra anymore. Tyranitar is pretty healthy too, which is incredible. Should be Ursaluna, right? I just can't see anything. Slowbro. Not have expected Slowbro to be the last. I don't know if you have a move that knocks out Tyranitar. I think I'm just going to go for a knockoff into Slowbro. Because I have a lot of mods that beat Torkoal already, and I'm just going to Earth Power to Slowbro as well. I can't figure out a way. I don't know what the Slowbro can do. Like, I don't know what moves it will have on this team because you don't really see Slowbro Galar. They go for Heat Wave. Surprised they didn't go for Eruption because Eruption is stronger and I didn't have a way to stop it. Shell Sidearm into Arboliva. Arboliva tanking the attack, getting that Earth Power off into the Slowbro. Huge damage into Slowbro, as a knockoff will finish off that Slowbro as well. And it is the Torkoal versus the world. And I just cannot believe that Torkoal can. Oh, that was Choice Specs too. That was Choice Specs and Arboliva tanked that. Very nice. I guess we want to save Arboliva, huh? Let's save Arboliva, because I don't think the Torkoal can win anyway. I'm going to go for a knockoff into Torkoal. I'm going to go out into my Vaporeon. Vaporeon should easily just beat down the Torkoal by itself. And we'll get our 4-0. Mainly, I just wanted to save Arboliva because they put in so much work in this game. It did. Vaporeon will come out. Eruption. But yeah, just not enough firepower. It's actually funny because I think if they Eruptioned, I did go down with Arboliva. Granted, I still think the game was pretty secure. We had the Sand Special Defense boost. We had the Vaporeon. Like, the Sand Special Defense boost on both rock types is pretty nice. And we did resist the poison move from the Slowbro. So no matter what, like, yeah. Vaporeon just going to get some recovery. And we're just going to beat the Torkoal once we protect. And I don't know. Do I want to switch out? I'm going to give Cleaver. I'm going to get Cleaver in. I'm going to Scald. Oh, they're actually playing it out. I mean, I could have protected, but you know what? I don't believe Torkoal has anything. I don't think you have anything unless, yeah, Heat Wave gonna come out. Vaporeon, let's see. Do you actually even knock out the Torkoal at this range? Burn is gonna come out, but like, I think you do, right? Yeah. No Sun. Torkoal gonna be the last one to join the team. A little bit slow, but a knockout regardless. So beautiful. Really great against no Ursaluna, which I'm still surprised by because I felt like Ursaluna was their powerhouse. I guess they were just fearful of the Arboliva because Arboliva was pretty strong there. And yeah, that's why they brought Slowbro, I guess, to hit it. But with Terra Water was in a really good spot. Amoonguss, Incineroar, Tyranitar, the Alolan Ninetales, Dragonite, King Gambit. This has been a pretty strong team in the format. Paul Chua used it to get second place at the Baltimore Regional Championship. Gotti and Sebastian ended up getting first and second at the Regional Championship in Brazil with it. So definitely a scary team. We do have pretty okay answers to it, though. I do like the Cleaver quite a bit here. Cleaver's strong. Tyranitar is really good. Just gotta watch out because it's low kick on the Dragonite. Isn't it choice? The thing is, I don't know if it's the current version or if it's the old version. The old version had Focus Sash, Ninetales, which is what Paul used, and then it ended up being choice specs on the Ninetales afterwards. So I don't know about it too much. I think we're gonna go with Trying to figure out what the lead is here. I don't really like Vaporeon in this game, unfortunately. It doesn't do too much. I like the Annihilate. And I like the Cleaver a lot. I don't like my own King Gambit because I don't have low kick against this team. I think Arboliva and Tyranitar are fine in the back. Let's see, I could be wrong. So I have Final Gambit pressure against the Garchomp if they lead it, because if they do lead Garchomp, I could Final Gambit and Stone Axe, and that would be pretty nice. Or I could go Tyranitar. Tyranitar works too. So let's see what they have here. They could also be bait. They could bait a Final Gambit into like an Amoonguss slot. We're gonna see Dragonite plus Garchomp, which is actually kind of nice for me. Okay. I really want to get a Final Gambit off. And I mean, I really want to get a Final Gambit off. I think I'm going to go for the Final Gambit into the Dragonite. Because if I get rid of... Well, Dragonite can protect. That's a problem. I guess I could target the Garchomp too. Garchomp's not a bad target. Yeah, I could target the Garchomp. I think I'm going to target the Garchomp. I'm going to get my Tailwind up. Because Garchomp has Choice Band if it's the new version of this team, which can't protect. So they go for Protect with Dragonite. Fantastic. We're able to get the Final Gambit off into Garchomp, which will pick up a knockout. Beautiful. And we get the Tailwind of a Cleaver. Fantastic turn one start. Fantastic turn one start. And it should be the Terra Flying Dragonite if it's like the original team. So if it's Terra Flying on the Dragonites, that means Rock Slide, Stone Axe. They do not have a fun time against it. So we're going out into our Tyranitar. Not too I mean, let's see. King Gambit's coming out, which is not too surprising. I guess I want to... It should be Assault Vest King Gambit. I would like to get rid of King Gambit if possible. So I think I'm going to go for my Terra Flying to get a low kick off into the Dragonite. And I go for X Scissor as well. Because it covers a Terra on the Dragon. It covers a Terra on the King Gambit. I should easily pick up the knockout to double up. But... yeah, I mean, I don't think they're going to tear the Tyranitar or the Dragonite. I think they always tear the King Gambit, which is why I'm going for the double up anyway, just to guarantee it knocks out, because I don't know if Rock Slide will finish it off, but we'll find out. Okay, no Terra, so I do get the X's are off into King Gambit, a huge amount of damage and a low kick. So King Gambit goes down. Excellent. So fantastic, fantastic two-turn start. And what are you going for with the Dragonite? You're going for a low kick in the Tyranitar. Tyranitar eats that up. Excellent. Excellent. Oh, these turns have been immaculate so far. So the Stealth Rocks are going to be useless, but I mean, Stone Axe is still a really good move in this situation. Ninetales is the last. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. It's Terra Ice on the Ninetales. I did design the Tyranitar to be faster than Dragapult, so... assuming we land attacks, we just should win the game here. So I'm just gonna... I'm gonna risk it all. Because I feel like if I switch out, it's just way too passive. It's way too passive. Terra-wise, it should be the Dragonite. You should always tear the Dragonite into flying. Unless you want to just protect Dragonite, but by doubling up the Ninetales, that's usually choice specs, I do win the game. And if it's Focus Sash Ninetales, I'm still in a good spot. I guess if the Ninetales is the old version with Protect and has Focus Sash, and it goes for Protect and they go for Terra Flying Terra Blast, is not an amazing position, but we'll see. All right, Dragonite gonna go for the Terra Flying, which is not too surprising. Pretty sure I should be fine because I won't go down to one Terra Flying. Stone Axe connects with the Ninetales. It is the Focus Sash variant, right? Yeah, it is the Focus Sash variant. Okay, so it's the old version, which means it should have been Life from Garchomp. Okay, but I had a feeling that Dragonite could definitely protect there more. Rock Slide, we connect. Okay, so we should guarantee to win here. Dragonite will go down. Beautiful. Or Ninetales will go down. We get a flinch because it's multi-scale Dragonite, and that is the whole show. I think I'll go into Arboliva here, and I'll go for the X-Scissor. Yeah, just go for accurate attacks to win the game. I'll just save Tyranitar in the back because Tyranitar can... the Sand Spit Def Boost could actually, like... or not Spit Def Boost, but the Sand damage could have actually mattered on the Dragonites. Yeah, because it could have if Terra Flying, Terra Blast crits there. And then I just miss every attack, but I'm pretty sure that I just get 2 X's off and I guarantee win against the Dragonites. So I'm pretty sure Cleaver won the game anyway. But yeah, like they could have protected to stall out the Tailwind. They could have went for the Terra Blast into the Cleaver, finish out the Cleaver, and then crit the Tyranitar afterward, which is why I went for the sequence of plays, but it worked out. And I think that hit Master Ball tier actually. Yep. Hit Master Ball tier. Not bad, not bad. All right, let's go over the games. In game 1, incredible knockouts in the first 3 turns with no Terras committed by my opponent, allowed me to beat the Dragapult, which surprisingly did not Terra into Dragon. In game 2, final Gambit trade for their Ursaluna and their Terra was huge, allowed me to have a really good setup in the endgame against our Caledon in Sand. In game 3, Lamora is a bit tricky since the poisons were hard to avoid. They did not bring Tatsugiri, which I found out too late, and the terrifying Terra Blast Dragapult was a big surprise. I might have been able to win if I had Pollen Puffed earlier, since they did reveal sub on the Dragapult, which should have made me consider it's more likely a Hex set than Dragon Darts as the final move. And if I had Pollen Puffed the Vaporeon, or just had a few more turns, it might have been a different game because Arboliva might have been able to stall that one out. In game 4, was able to pivot around the Blood Moon Ursaluna while knocking out everything around it to isolate it during the end game. In game 5, Arboliva was cooking as Tyranitar with the ability to change the weather, while the Arboliva able to change the terrain made it incredibly difficult for my opponent to sweep on the Trick Room, as I was able to do massive damage to them while negating theirs. In game 6, got the final Gambit call right turn 1 and was able to get an incredible start. Still had to rely on hitting inaccurate rock moves in the end, but was luckily able to hit through. So what are my final thoughts about the team? I think it's an interesting team. There were definitely a few weaknesses I felt with the speed. Annihilate is the only Pokemon that's fast really on this team. Otherwise, the Cleaver is generally pretty slow, so it can struggle against like faster mons, like for instance like a Talonflame plus like Garchomp combination. Those Tailwind teams can be a little bit rough. And yeah, it does have very bit of lacking in Protect with the main mode, which is usually like Annihilate, you bring Tyranitar and you bring Cleaver, so it can be struggled there. Even Arboliva doesn't have Protect, so it can be a bit hard to position with just Kingambit and Vaporeon that have Protect. Vaporeon was an interesting mon. Unfortunately, I don't think bulky water is really the way to go in this format currently. I think the offensive water types like Basculegion and the other ones like Palafin, maybe Tauros, I think they probably have a bit of a better role. I think Vaporeon is just very passive. Same problem with Milotic, I think, right now, but at least Milotic gets competitive, so it can actually be like a more threatening mon. However, Vaporeon just kind of sticks around, and if it's not really hazing away like a Dondozo boost, I think it's really hard to bring. And maybe even just regular Dondozo can perform better than Vaporeon. But it's interesting with that Water Absorb. It's just weird because the water move usually is like on Pelipper with the Weather Ball, and you could just get rid of that Weather Ball water typing with the Sand. So not sure how useful it is, but it's an interesting mon. I think Arboliva is the one that really shined through. I think it was able to do a lot of support here in this series, and it was even able to potentially make that comeback against that Dondozo team, because that Dondozo team definitely was scary. If I had just a few more turns where the Dragonite could struggle, I could probably just finish up the Dragonite and Dondozo with Arboliva, which is insane to think about. But overall, cool team. If you want to try it out, the rental code is on your screen. It's only available for a short time, so make sure you grab it while you can. Otherwise, you can check out the details of the team and the creator down below in the description. And of course, subscribe to the channel for more VGC content as always.